Yeah, what's good, everybody? How you doing? How you feeling? It is officially the 100th day of March. I hope everybody is safe, you're healthy, all is good in your world, you're taking care of your family and your loved ones. We are live on all Disruption Network social media platforms, and you can follow along at disruptionnetwork.net. It is me, Z. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all my sponsors right now real quick, to EJA Moving Services, Utica Hemp, Utica Coffee, Saranac Brewery, and of course, my good friend, attorney Dave Longaretta. Last night, I decided to get a little crazy. So right now, you're dealing with Z, or you could deal with Anthony. I don't know. Which one do you want to deal with? I don't know. Right now, though, this poor bastard's got to deal with me, and that's Mateo from Wild Adriatic, brother. Good to see you, man. How's it going?
What's up, bro? Good to see you, both of you, you weird motherfucker.
Yeah, would you rather talk to Anthony or Z?
It depends on if you're a promoter or a loader, you know? Like,
all right, so Anthony's the promoter and Z's the loader.
Yeah, I want to smoke weed with Z. That sounds fun.
You know, you left a great post the other day on Facebook. I loved it. The quarantine marijuana game where somebody drops off a bag of weed and you guess who dropped off that bag of weed. Did that ever translate?
I have not guessed, but I got a quarter dropped off on my porch. And I still don't know who did it. And I've texted a bunch of people that I thought was the person, and no go on that so far. So
the powers of social media, huh?
I know. I was out of weed. I just smoked my last bowl, and I'm like, maybe if I do this, someone will at least reach out and be like, hey, I can sell you some weed or something. You know?
Right. And you got a delivery. How cool is that? That is my favorite F word right there. Free.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the Instacart of weed. It was awesome.
For sure, man. The Wild Adriatic just got done wrapping up your live stream. I got to tell you, man, Mateo, I've been a fan of the band for a while now. Probably the first time I saw you guys was at like Lucan's or maybe Saranac. I don't know. It's all kind of meshed into one, though. But I feel like you guys hit this really good trajectory before this whole Corona coaster fucking hit, man. You guys are killing it out there, man. So how you've been dealing with this whole lockdown right now?
Yeah, we feel the same way. We just got our 6-piece band locked in, and we're touring as that, doing some big shows. And I mean, we're trying to just stay busy. Travis and I are the only ones that can kind of live stream on the reg, and we got our bass player involved last week, and do another one with him in a couple weeks. But I don't know, not coping too well, honestly. I'm trying to cook a lot of food and not go insane.
Yeah, totally. That's the key thing, is trying not to go insane. Have you been writing some music? Yeah.
I have been writing a bunch myself. There's a project I've been working on for a while that I kind of want to finally finish since I have some time. And the band has an album that was in the works right before this all happened. So we're hoping that in a few weeks we can kind of, once we feel a little more comfortable with being around each other, we can get back to the studio and finish that thing up.
Yeah, I'm digging the live stream, man, on how they got you on the outside of the sliding glass door.
Yeah, everyone puts me in the corner, man. That's how it happens.
Nobody puts Mateo in the corner.
Just everybody does it. Fuck 'em.
Just everybody does. But that's social distancing at its finest right there. I mean, not only are you 6 feet apart, but you also got this glass door separating you guys.
We try, it's funny because I feel like real fucked up about it. I'm like I don't know what the right thing to be doing is. Like, Travis and I don't really see each other. He kind of sanitizes the cables and passes them out the door, and, we keep the door closed for the most part. So it feels as responsible as it can be, but I have no idea what I'm doing or if I'm doing the right thing. But it's fun. It's keeping me entertained all week and give me something to look forward to, which is much needed.
You guys are definitely jokesters on your live stream too. There's definitely some comedy that goes along with your live stream.
Yeah, that's one of the things we started doing live a little bit before this all happened, just because we decided to be ourselves and be stupid, because we aren't serious musicians, but we're not very serious people. So we thought being more honest about who we are on stage would help, and the internet really allows for that to continue.
No doubt, man. How long has the Wild Adriatic been a band?
We will be going on about 10 years coming up at the end of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's all been grassroots for you guys, man. That's the one thing I love about this music community, is how these bands, such as yourself, and there's like so many great bands, and we'll talk about them in a minute, on the scene right now. But their growth through word of mouth and grassroots and that style of promotion, man. And it's great to see. I love seeing that in the jam scene.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like we thrive really well in the scenes that are just excited about new and, new music that, is fun and cool. And the jam scene has been very open arms to us since we started playing. Pretty much in 2011, our first festival was like Gathering of the Vibes or something, and then we did Modown shortly thereafter, and it's been no looking back since.
Actually, that's where I saw you first, Modown. Now that I remember.
Yeah. Oh man, that first Modown was an eye-opening experience for me. I had never really camped at a festival all weekend, and we got a ton of friends that go to that one, so we're like, it was just the best experience ever, and I had a lot of psychedelic experiences and saw a lot of great sets of music that sort of expanded my mind, and ended up playing Saturday night. I was wearing a koala suit all night because I felt like it, and drugs. And I fell asleep in it at like 6 a.m. And I apparently I was promising everyone before I went to bed, no, I'm going to play the set in this koala suit tomorrow. Don't worry. And we had a 1 p.m. set. I fell asleep at 6 a.m. And I woke up in that suit and I was like, fuck, I guess I have to do this. So
yeah.
No down memory.
Once you're committed, you're committed, right?
I like to follow through, man.
No turning back, brother. No turning back.
Exactly. Sweat your ass off. Deal with it.
Are you a drinker? Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been asking my guests all week this question. I'm going to ask, give me a good drunk on stage story that you could share with us.
Drunk on stage.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody was drunk on stage, or just give me I mean the band, not like participants in the crowd. I mean,
yeah.
Band members. Okay.
I think the best one was probably when we were on tour with Andy Frasco.
There you go. Need to say no more.
Yeah. Yeah, it was we were on tour with them for about a month, and it was like just a beating on my liver every night. But then I took a few nights off, and we had a Friday show, and I was just hammering the Jameson, and we played our set. That was fine. I wasn't drunk during that. But during his set, I was just getting hammered. And he always calls us up. We know that. We're professionals. We should be prepared. But I was just like sloppy drunk and could barely get to the stage. And then I got to the stage and sat down at his keyboard instead of playing the drums. So our keyboard player doesn't play drums. And he was kind of like, so what do I do? And Frasco's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I don't know how to play keys either. And I was just like, I tried to be Frasco for a few minutes, and it fell flat.
Wow. That's great. And you guys got great, you got a great history with Frasco, huh? That guy's a lunatic. Give me a good Frasco story.
Okay, we were on tour with them for 30 days. We had 3 real days off without travel days. And the second day off, we were like 2 weeks in, we're in Buffalo. And he wakes us up at 10 a.m., running around the house with a bag of mushrooms, like, it's a day off. It's a day off. So we took mushrooms that day at like 11 in the morning, drank as much beer as we could, and recorded some podcast shit and just fucked around for a few hours. It was really fun.
That dude's killing it on the scene right now. He goes on his live stream on Thursday nights, but his podcast is huge. I'm a huge fan of his podcast and everything that he's doing. He's really representing the music community quite well right now.
Yeah, I think he does a great job summing up what it's like to be a touring musician, and also he's very, he connects people with that whole vibe. Everyone wants to be a vagabond at one point in their life and kind of travel around and have no rules. So a lot of people are living vicariously through him, which is pretty cool to see. And his band, like, they're all the nicest guys in the world. But they have the most fun doing what they do for a living, which is, it shows.
Yeah. Hopefully this shit will come back quick, man, so you guys can all get back out on the road and get back to work.
Yeah, man, it's scary. Every day I see something new about, no live music till 2021, and then got the local drive-in theater on the hook, hopefully to do like some sort of drive-in show, which I think I'm one of the only musicians that's like, this sounds...
Yes, let's talk about this actually, because I'm on the fence with it myself. Number one, you're encouraging drinking and driving because you can't. How are you going to go to a concert without alcohol?
Right.
Okay. And then how are you going to tell people you're going to sit in the car and dance? How do you dance in a car?
Yeah, I mean, the whole like, I get like having live music and having that be a gathering place, but then if you're in your car, you're not gathering really anyways. And wouldn't most people rather enjoy whatever sort of thing they want to do in the comfort of their own home, knowing that they wouldn't get, not going to get in trouble, or, nothing fucked up is going to happen, nothing dangerous is going to happen. And then like honking after the songs, or what are we doing? Flashing your light. I don't really get it, but that said, like I told this my band the other day, like I am such a curmudgeon about this shit. Like I think it's so dumb, but I know we'll be one of the first bands to try to do it out here, at least, just because can't help ourselves. If it's going to be fun, we want to get in on the action.
Yeah. Well, I question the audio side of this too. Like when you go to a drive-in, you have to tune into your AM radio and listen to the movie being played. Now, are you going to be able to tune in? What about front of house speakers? And like the band's got to hear themselves too. So there's going to be a delay if you're using a transmitter. You're going to have to roll down your windows and just listen to front of house. I mean, how's the audio side of things going to work?
Exactly. Like I've heard a lot of people talking about FM transmitters that are a little more powerful than the AM stuff they use for movies, but still, like, I don't know, you're not going to get that full feeling. And then if you do have front of house and the transmitter, I don't see how that really provides a quality, you know what I mean? Unless there's like arrays, all around the field or whatever. But it just seems like there's a lot of kinks to be worked out. I'm sure they can be worked out. I'm sure it's going to be very fun for however they figure it out. But
for sure,
it just seems like I'm just worried about not being able to work again until 2021.
Right. Seriously. I see that it's just being a quick trend if they do the drive-in thing, but not lasting. I don't see this ever lasting. It's not going to be like a thing like, hey, let's go to a drive-in concert.
No, and I also I don't see how most venues can survive on once we've opened back up, how can they survive on 50% capacity, and really maintaining social distancing regulations. Like it's near impossible for a concert venue to make it off 50% capacity. If they're only selling 50% to all their shows, or less, then they're already in trouble. So it's, I don't know, just takes a lot of figuring out. And that's why things like Cafe Lena, where they had us in and do a stream, and we split 50-50 the tips with them. So that goes to help them and their staff, and trying to do something for the venues is pretty important right now, because there's so many venues that are just like, they're going to be gone if we don't help them. We can't order takeout food from them. We can't really patronize them in any way. And that's really, I'm trying to figure out how to do something for them.
Yeah, that's it's sad, and I feel like the venues, at least here in Utica, they're spinning their wheels on what to do, and I feel bad for all of them. All of them. It hurts all across the board for sure, man. But it'll come back. It'll definitely come back, and everybody get back to work. But you guys, as a band, are doing what you should be doing, and that's taking advantage of the social media and going on your live stream, and that's been a whole. And I hate to use this word because it's been used so much, but the new normal.
Right. Yeah. To the point of I'm almost like, we were like, when this started, we're like, every week, let's do a live stream. And now I'm maybe every other week. 'Cause it's it's almost too much content. You kind of want to, still have something to say when you do play, and still have some sort of excitement about the material. So we're rethinking everything every day pretty much.
You have to. It's crazy how quick it's changing too. And that's why I call it the Corona coaster, because it's just so up and down, and it's just, you can't really put your finger on it though. But
yeah, but I do have faith that everything will return to some new normal, and we can all, I just want to have a fucking barbecue this summer at this point. SPAC is canceling shows left and right, and I know my band's not going to be playing much. Most of our stuff has been canceled. And so I just want to see my friends, at some point, even if it's 10 people or less in a barbecue situation. I need that soon.
Seriously, there's going to be a lot more woods parties. Remember when you're a kid, go party in the woods type of thing?
Yes, cream ale sales are about to go up.
No doubt. People are going to have more backyard parties and stuff. And I think we should start some sort of circuit, in backyard party type of thing, or backwoods parties. This year, it's going to happen because we all need our music, bro.
Well, I almost bought this the other day. And I'm looking for a better option, but there's like some trailers that are like flatbed trailers that we could tow with our van. So I'm thinking about trying to set it up where we could come and do like house parties where we kind of park, on the lawn and just have everything set up and then just sort of drive away. So we'll see. I mean, this is the intersection of technology and boredom.
Well, there has been some real creative ideas coming out of this whole quarantine. People have been coming out with so many cool ideas, and people have been hitting me up with a lot of cool ideas as well. So, the creativity is definitely at a high level right now.
Yeah, it's worth going down every avenue we can. I'm actually starting to do some woodworking tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Are you doing any other new hobbies since this whole lockdown's been going on?
Well, I liked to cook before, but I didn't really have a lot of time. So now, once a week, I'll open up a new restaurant in my apartment and just feed me and my fiance. And last week it was Mateo Greek Diner. We've done Pandemic Express, the Chinese place. We've I got a couple more ideas in the pipeline. So that's what I've been using to try to keep me sane. Is just have something I prep all day and then I cook all night and then we eat and it's great. So.
Yeah. Well, you've been on the road for so long, though. You must have to enjoy the downtime a little bit, though, just being able to be home and sleeping in your own bed and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's a little scary right now because I'm 33 now, so it hasn't been a lot of time in my adult life because we've been a band for 10 years that I've had time to chill at home and then not been antsy about getting back on the road. So it's kind of nice to just not have that feeling of all right, I've been home for 2 days. Let's get back on tour. Now I'm just hanging with my fiance and sort of looking towards the future in a different light and trying to plan for, a new situation for the band where we can still be effective, but not kill ourselves on tour.
Well, the Adriatic's playing over 200 shows a year. Is that correct?
That is right.
Yeah, probably more.
Yeah, on average, it's 200 to 250 a year. We've been, since we started, we've been pretty good about just saying yes to as many things as we can. And that really hasn't stopped or slowed down. It's harder now. So
road warriors, man.
Yeah, man. And that's the cool thing is that, we're in touch with all our favorite venues, all our favorite promoters. We're not losing touch with those people. So when things do go back to normal, hopefully we'll have this new record finished and we'll be able to hit a tour and, do something fun.
So are you guys handling the business aspect of everything too? Do you not have management or do you have a manager?
We don't have management right now. We have a great booking agent, but I'm the manager of the band as well as the drummer. So.
Yeah. And, that's important too, to each member of the band to take on different jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just been something that I've always naturally kind of was drawn to. And, I don't know. It's been tough. We've had a lot of great management situations, but they had a lot of other clients that needed attention over us. And so the last 5-6 years, we've tried different managers, and it just seems like I will work harder for our brand than anyone. And once that changes, then we can move on. But
yeah, that way it's getting done right, and you're paying attention because nobody loves it more than you, right?
Yeah, and I'm a fucking control freak, man. It's really it's not control. I'm working on that with my therapist. Luckily, Zoom meetings are a possibility still with therapy, so that's great.
That's good to keep it in check, though, bro. It's good.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of it at least.
Hey, what do you think you'd be doing if you weren't on the road gigging? What kind of profession would you be involved in if you weren't a professional musician?
Well, I lived in Los Angeles for a few years before I joined this band, and I was involved in the film industry, worked for a bunch of television shows.
Really?
Out there. So I would probably have stuck with that if the call for music wasn't so strong.
What kind of which television shows did you work on?
Dude, HGTV, Food Network, TLC. We did House Hunters International, shit like that. Home improvement stuff.
Nice. What was your gig on that?
I was a production coordinator, so I was just a gear rat pretty much, just making sure that everyone had what they needed for the shoots, and then if they didn't, driving out and fixing something or, just being prepared.
Yeah. You're one to put out fires.
Yeah. Just because that's kind of how I just fell into that. I was like, oh, gear? I'd rather deal with gear than people.
Yeah.
And, so, because the cameras don't give me shit, they just don't work.
Are you a gearhead? Are you one to collect different instruments or whatever?
With drums, for sure. I have I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I can't even have my drums here. But I have 5 kits, and I just got gifted another one. So yeah, I'm kind of, especially with drums, I'm a nut about the stuff, and I can't really let go of things. So that's really been a rough struggle for me.
Are you a hoarder?
A little bit, yeah. Especially with drum stuff. I have parts from random drums that I've had since I was a kid that will likely never be used for anything. But I come by it honestly. My dad he always had a million projects. One day we're going to do this, and here's all the parts for it. Never happened.
Well, a lot, especially the older equipment, it's probably sentimental to you.
Yeah, I got the first kit that I ever bought with my own money. I worked a paper route for years, and my dad helped me buy this kit. And it's a DW kit. It's a great kit, but there's a lot of parts about it I don't use anymore, don't work with, and I'll never sell it because it's the first thing I bought on my own. It's very sentimental to me,
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. Do you collect anything else? Are you a baseball card collector or any of that?
Dude, we had me and my brother had a huge starting lineup collection, which those little figurines.
The figures, yeah.
Yeah, and now we have boxes and boxes of 1,000 starting lineup figurines. They're all in their packaging, and we were thinking oh, especially we got into our teen years when we didn't really play with them anymore. We're this will be a good investment for the future. Not realizing that the collectibles game was going to be, but vinyl is the only other really thing that I collect. I try to get as many first pressings of things that I love as possible. So that's my other expensive habit.
Right on. Speaking of collectibles, the baseball card world is starting to come back a little bit. It's starting to make this resurgence.
Really?
Baseball cards, yeah, because people, my generation, I'll have kids now, and they want to kind of show their kids of all their baseball card collections and stuff like that. The Generation Xers are showing all their kids all these their card collections, so it's starting to become a popular thing again. So if you got baseball cards out there, you might want to look them up right now. If you got any gems out there, who knows? You never know. Might be sitting out some money.
At one point, I think I made it my goal as a youth to have every Frank Thomas card that was out, because that was my guy. I was just I thought he was the coolest motherfucker in the world.
The Big Hurt.
Big Hurt, man. Him and fucking Albert Bell when they were both on the White Sox. Come on.
Oof.
Great.
Is that your team, the White Sox?
Yeah, I'm originally from Chicago, so
Gotcha.
my dad is a sadist, and he made me a White Sox fan and my brother a Cubs fan, so we'd never like each other.
Did you go to games often when you lived out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When I lived in LA, I actually lived 10 minutes from Dodger Stadium. So the Doyers became my team, and anytime I'm in a city that has a team, I'm all of a sudden I'm their biggest fan, kind of a band. I don't know if it's bandwagon exactly, because the Doyers weren't doing so great when I was there, but it was fun.
Right on, man. I miss baseball so much, but are you a huge baseball fan?
That's the only sport that I follow. It's the only sport that I grew up playing, so yeah.
Have you watched any of the Korean baseball league yet?
Just a little bit, man. It's I don't know. There's something about the whole history of the major leagues that it's hard for me to get into for some reason.
Right. I feel the same way too, especially when they do the World Baseball Classic and they get all these countries coming in. Even though there's major league players on these teams, they just can't really get into it. And I agree with you there.
I like the city-to-city rivalry type of thing. I love when, you have a Subway Series or just something with a little more history behind it. And I don't know any of the history of the Korean Baseball League, so it's kind of – I'm they're real good. That's awesome. I like watching people play things the best, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, I miss baseball so much, though. But, yeah, hopefully it'll come back. Did you grow up playing baseball?
Yep. That
You
was
did?
my game. I was a catcher and
Me too.
the big hitter guy.
Oh yeah, you're in the 4-hole.
Yep, until I like, I don't know, there's something happened that switched in my brain at like ninth grade where I was like, I'm fucking scared of this shit. And then I lost my swing. Like I was hitting, like one time they measured, I hit like a 400, I think it was 400, yeah, deep home run. And they were like, this kid is like really good. And then 6 weeks later, nothing. Couldn't hit shit. So I was just like, I'm not meant to play baseball.
How long have you been playing drums?
Since I was like 5 years old, my dad had a drum kit when I was a baby.
Yeah. What was that life-changing experience for you? Can you share one with us that made you want to become a drummer?
I mean, I've always been kind of doing it, and like my dad was a huge proponent of, start a band when you're 12, and like I'll drive you wherever you need to go. I'll put on the gigs. I'll bring the sound system, whatever we need to do. So I remember when I was like 15 years old, we would put on shows at this old courthouse in Hudson Falls, New York, and we'd have like 6 bands. Everyone plays a half hour, and one of them was our headlining show. And there's 250 kids in this room, and we all were like just kids on stage, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is awesome. And ever since then, I've been trying to chase that feeling, because there's nothing better than having a room full of people that are all excited about the same thing. So that was kind of my, all right, I guess I should try to get a real job, but I'm not going to try that hard.
You're right, though. There's no better feeling in the world than when the energy level's pumping in the crowd. There could be 3 people in the crowd, and if those 3 people are totally into it and you could feel that energy, better than 500 people in a crowd and no one's paying attention to you,
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Trying to get the energy. And then I love when it goes back and forth. And there's no better feeling in the world, like you said, man. It's better than drugs. It's better than sex. So you really can't describe it.
And what a random job to have, because like especially in a band, like in our position, it's very strange because we'll go, like last year was very odd for us. We went from playing on a music cruise in front of thousands of people that were all psyched to see us, to like playing living rooms and then playing club shows where there were like 50 people at them, and then we'd hit like a festival in Wisconsin, there'd be 5,000 people in a field there to see us. And then we'd play with Skinner, and there'd be like 12,000 people there that didn't give a fuck about us. And then back to the living room. It was like, I kept saying, like, what other job could you get this level of like crazy amount of experience in one summer, pretty much, It's cool.
You guys did a few shows with Skinner, right? Didn't you do a little tour with them, or?
Yeah, we did like, I think 6 shows over 2 years.
Nice. They treat you good?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
their crew was great. We had a little, I don't know if I can really talk. I don't know if I should talk. Well, whatever. We had a little misunderstanding. There was an interesting thing about the older touring acts. They have sort of a tipping system in place for their openers that we weren't really privy to. So apparently you're supposed to tip out certain people on their crew that help make your show happen. And we didn't know about that, so we kind of broke the rules and kind of got yelled at a little bit. But also, they're only paying us X amount of dollars. They want us to tip out like 50% of that. I'm like, well, no. So
that's a thing? To tip out some of the crew?
I've asked a bunch of our other friends that have done the Shed shows with different people, and like, a lot of bands said, no, that's not really a thing that we expect. Like a lot of times if a light guy runs lights for your band and he's there with the headliner, okay, throw him $50, $100 at the end of the show. Thanks a lot.
Totally.
But he wanted us to tip out every audio tech on the stage, the light dimmer guy and the light guy. And like, I don't know. We reached out to a lot of people, and it seems to be that if it's set up in advance, if you're told that in advance and you ask for their help, then yeah, you should pay them something, which makes sense. But it was just kind of one of those things where the first year we did shows with them, they didn't really mention it. And then the second year, all of a sudden, one of the guys was coming up to us asking for a tip out. And we were just like, I don't have cash. Like, we only sold 3 shirts because it's a Skinner show. our shirts didn't have Confederate flags on them, so it was tough to. No, but they were great. I mean, the band was super awesome to us. The lead singer came by to our dressing room every night and said hello and like remembered our names and was really personable and like was like, if anyone fucks with you, let me know. And we appreciated that very much. So
that's cool. At least they kind of looked out for you.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I feel weird talking about it because I don't need to start shit with Leonard Skinner, but that was a very odd situation.
Yeah, fuck them. They're retired anyways. I've worked with them before too, and they were decent. They were cool.
Yeah.
No
pros.
No hassles. Sure. Yeah. At Straight Pro, man. Nice, brother. So what can we look forward to? Are you guys going to put this album out anytime soon, or what's the plan with that, or is it still kind of on hold?
We'd really like to have it out by the end of the year, regardless of whether or not we were able to tour. Just because it's been a while since we released an album. This stuff is our best material, we think. So
cool.
We'd like to do that. We started a song in quarantine that is recorded at all of our separate houses, me on my electronic drums and like just whatever we could do. And we're hoping to put that out sooner rather than later. But yeah, just getting back to touring. Hopefully we got a big fall tour booked. Looks like that may not happen, but it's hard to tell right now. So we'll see. More live streams.
Yeah, for sure. That electronic kit's got some balls though.
It's pretty dope, man.
It is.
I was such a skeptic at first, and it's worked out pretty well, so I'm happy with it.
It's definitely got some meat to it. I love it. But the live stream has been paying off for you a little bit. I mean, your friends have been there to help you out a little bit, right? With tipping and the virtual tip jar and stuff.
100%, man. Like,
yeah.
It's been nice to have just like a little bit to rely on every week. And we've all applied for unemployment, so we're hoping to get that kicking in here in the next few weeks. And
what a fucking pain in the ass that is, right?
Oh, man. Yeah. They're like, you got to get denied by regular unemployment before you can apply for the self-employment unemployment. I'm like, why? Just you already know.
Nothing but a hassle.
Nah, but it's all good. Like, we're just trying to maintain a higher morale as possible, and getting to play together every few weeks will be a nice welcome change from all this. And then once we can finally get the full band back together, we're going to be just happy to be together. It's like a family. Yeah.
Your live stream today was all over the place. How many covers songs do you have in your repertoire? I heard everything from Fish to Four Non Blondes today. It was all over.
Yeah, we have I was doing the list the other day. We have 130 covers.
Wow.
60 original songs. Yeah, I don't know. We've just been learning shit just for different, different super jams and different themed sets. So just have it all in our repertoire. And Travis is he'll just need 2 seconds before he plays a song. And he's like, yeah, I got the chords. Okay, let's go.
He's that good, huh?
Yeah, man. He's got a really good, weird elephant's memory. Usually with lyrics, he'll need the iPad for something we haven't played in months, but it comes it's always impressive to me where I'm even in the middle of a song, he'll forget a chorus and I can hear him figure it out on the guitar in the middle of the chorus. And then the second chorus, it's perfect. This fucking guy.
How did you two link up?
We grew up down the street from each other, actually.
Oh, cool. So you guys are childhood friends.
Yeah, man. Our first band, we were called Horse in a Box. We were pop punk kids from upstate, and we traveled all around in our parents' minivan playing shows together. So been doing it for a long time.
Wow. So were you in high school playing gigs?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
were you that kid that was showing up late to class because you're playing a gig the night before?
Yeah, or just not coming to class. Especially when they started to give us out of school privileges, it was I don't know. I didn't really have a lot. I scheduled all my classes later in the day, so I didn't have to fuck around. But we didn't have normal high school childhoods because we were gone every weekend. We didn't see our friends from school because we were just touring every weekend. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, you guys definitely are right up there, one of my favorites, man. And keep rocking, keep putting out some content and live streaming. And what you guys are doing is great, man. Plug all your social medias and how they can find Wild Adriatic on the internet.
Yes, we're on Facebook.com/Wild Adriatic. We have all our music on Spotify and Bandcamp now. Twitter is at Wild Adriatic. Instagram at Wild Adriatic. We're everywhere. And every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on our Facebook, we do a duo live stream, plus a bunch of other shit that we're doing in the next few weeks.
Yeah, you got a couple coming up this week, too. Plug those live streams you're doing this week.
Yeah. Tomorrow night we're doing 5 p.m. on our friends Sixth Man. They're a Facebook. They got a Facebook page. They put on a bunch of music cruises. So we're doing it from their page, and then 6 p.m. we're doing it from WOCM. It's an Ocean City, Maryland radio station on their Facebook. So
oh, cool. Is that a good market for you guys?
Yeah, that's where it's right around where Dogfish Head is, and right in the Rehoboth area, you know. So we've been there a couple times, played live in their studio. They're really fun, really funny. So it's a good time. Yeah,
you've got a couple good strong markets, huh?
Yeah, just a couple, but we got a couple.
No, you definitely do. Well, definitely in upstate New York. I mean, you guys definitely build a good name up in upstate New York. That's for sure. Yeah,
it's our home. It's our bread and butter, and like, you know, Wisconsin, Appleton, Wisconsin is our second biggest market other than home. So it's kind of weird, but we got them. They're just spread out.
Right on, brother. That's why you guys are the road warriors that you are.
What we got to do, baby.
Right on. Well, Mateo, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, man. We got to do this again, chop it up a little bit more.
Anytime, man. Let's talk weed next time.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk weed. We will. Actually, we will. Thanks for putting up with both sides of me today. And if everybody out there in Facebook land, if they could click the share button and help spread the word of Wild Adriatic and all the things we're doing here on Disruption Network. I'm going to probably finish it all off tonight, I think. I don't know. I'll go live on my page. I'm going to see what I look like. I might look 20 now. I'm hoping. That's what I'm shooting.
I like it, man. The bass player from Alien Ant Farm, he used to do his hair like that. I don't know if you remember. He used to just cut half his beard off. It was really fucked up.
A lot of people are talking about this Last Man on Earth. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, Tandy. Oh my God. Yes, you got to watch that show. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. I got to check it out. Okay.
Yeah. His brother does it to him. It's hilarious. next time I come on, I'll shave up half. So.
We'll go half and half. I like it. We'll do opposite sides. Actually, so what I'm thinking about doing two different things. Might do drag on this side, do half man, half woman.
Yeah.
I was thinking either that or shave this side but leave this beard. You know, go opposites.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
You have any good makeup artist friends?
Oh yeah, tons.
You should at least for a day get the Two-Face on this half. You know what I mean? So that this looks like burned skin.
No doubt. I should. Mateo, you're the man. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, brother. Also, one more time before we get out of here, give a shout out to my sponsors. Give it up to EJA Moving Services. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and his crew at ejamoving.com. He'll move gym equipment. He'll move your bedroom set. He'll move your kitchen table. He'll even move your band equipment. If you want to move your studio, whatever you need to move, hit him up, ejamoving.com. Much love to Utica Coffee. Saranac Brewery, of course, for always keeping me hydrated. And my good friend, attorney Dave Longaretta. If you need legal advice, call Dave today at 315-735-6162. Also, a shout out to Todd back in the studio, holding it down like he always does. Thank you, Todd. And also tonight, the return of Wrestle Fandom Radio on the D. Garrett and Stu are back to talk WWE, AEW, and all the pro wrestling circuit that they do. So they're coming back 6 o'clock. I'm psyched my boys are back on the air. So check that out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share everything Disruption Network and everything Wild Adriatic. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace.